Welcome back to Crime Chats. Tiny room, microphone, endless crimes.
Yeah.
Before we dive in, a quick note. This whole series on Epstein, we do want to make sure that you're aware this does cover real-life events and sensitive subject matter. Unless we're quoting directly from official case files or court records, the views and perspectives expressed on Crime Chats are our own.
Yeah.
They are our opinions. We are not legal or medical professionals. We are here to discuss cases based on publicly available information.
I mean, to be fair, I used to be a legal assistant. Okay, I'm just kidding.
And
I was, but yeah.
I went to school to be, a psychologist. But no, we're not. We're really not. We're making fun of it, but we're not. This is your liability disclaimer. Take it as you will.
Also, I know that everybody is going crazy over the files right now, and we will be sharing some things about that later in this series, but we're sticking to facts here. I know there's a lot of allegations flying around everywhere, and everybody's just pointing the finger at a bunch of different people for, having alleged activity and stuff. So we just to protect the show and to protect you guys, we don't want to give any false information or
or spread
claim or spread something that didn't happen, or say someone's name in a defamatory manner, unintentionally.
So we're only sticking to criminally court proven or indicted. Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with his beginnings. So Jeffrey Epstein was born on January 20th, 1953 in Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island, Seagate area. He was born to working class Jewish parents. His dad was an NYC Parks groundskeeper, and his mom was a homemaker. When he was 5, Epstein started playing piano, and he actually got really good. So that's a random fun fact about Epstein, is he plays piano. He was gifted in math and physics, and he graduated high school at 16 in 1969. He skipped 2 grades, so he was very, very good in school. He attended Cooper Union for college from 1969 to 1971 for physics and math, but then he went to the NYU Corinth Institute, but he dropped out. He didn't get any degree. So here's where I get confused. How does someone get this much power? Mm-hmm. Especially being he dropped out of college, he doesn't have credentials, right? So how in the world does this college dropout dude from Brooklyn, anyway,
I have a thought really quick.
Yes.
Epstein. Einstein was also a dropout.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just saying.
Alright, well,
not at all that they're on the same level, but there are different
this kind of leads me to also, it kind of furthers the college is a scam, you don't need college or whatever, he was a dropout, but he still made it, so
right. Some people just are able to perform really well independently, mm-hmm. and analytically thinking they can figure stuff out, where most of the population maybe needs a guide or a teacher or something of that matter.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know why I'm defending corporate education here. I don't know. But there's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Okay, so after that, he became a teacher. So, I don't know how you become a professor with no degrees. That's the thing that's the most confusing here, is that, you can get to places in life without the credential, but,
mm-hmm.
How do you get a job anyway?
Do you have the date he became, when he first started teaching?
I'm going into that, yes.
Okay, well, I was just curious because obviously now, in 2026, you can be a teacher if you are 18 and haven't committed a felony.
Is that with public school too?
No.
Yeah.
Just with charters.
Charters and private schools, I think, yeah.
So I'm just curious
public schools, you still need the, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so September 1974, so he was 21 years old, and he was hired to teach calculus and physics at the Dalton School, which is an Upper East Side prep school for the wealthy in New York. It's, if you've ever seen, one of my guilty pleasure shows is Gossip Girl. So if you've ever seen Gossip Girl, that's the vibes that we're going with here. Prep school, preppy kids.
Physics and calculus.
Yeah, physics and calculus.
Those were difficult classes.
I'm allergic to math.
I teach math.
So achoo! Yeah. I'm not good at math. Math hates me. I hate math. It's a hate relationship. So
those are hard.
I'm not. I had to, when I first started at UTSA, I wanted to be like a curator for like art because I'm really into art. And then they were like, you have to take organic chemistry. But to take organic chemistry, you have to take chemistry. And so I was like, oh, I like chemistry. But then as soon as they like put math in there, I was like, I'm out. I dropped that class so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I'm not meant to be an art curator because I didn't know that you needed to know math to do that.
It's just fun, and you go and dig stuff up and preserve history.
Yeah, like just
why do you need math?
Teach me what chemicals to use to preserve this artwork. Don't ask me to do a formula. Anyway.
Squirrel.
So again, he was 21 when he started teaching calculus and physics, which is crazy to me. 21, you're teaching anyway.
Advanced courses.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my English teacher in high school senior year was 26, and I thought that was really young, and so 21 is anyway. So I guess no degree was required. He was very charismatic, and I learned through my research. Obviously, I forgot to write this guy's name down, but apparently the head of that academy, he was kind of unconventional, so he would hire unconventional people. So if you liked somebody, regardless of whether they had, anyway, it was just a thing that was mentioned.
I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, so he was teaching these kids, but he would he was really. He was really with the kids, really friends with the kids, and apparently he would party with them and drink with them. He eventually was fired for poor performance.
Oh.
So
that's okay.
But while he was there, he impressed one of the students' parents. This parent was Alan Ace Greenberg. He was a CEO of Bear Stearns, which I'll get into Bear Stearns, but he was impressed by Epstein during a parent-teacher conference, and I guess if you're good with people, then you can get anywhere in life. So what happened after that was he was hired at Bear Stearns. Now, Bear Stearns is an American investment bank. So they did securities trading, and it was a brokerage firm. And it famously failed during the financial crisis of 2008, but in the Great Recession. But then it was bought by J.P. Morgan Chase later.
Okay.
So they were bought. Kind of makes me laugh because my husband Paul, he worked at SVB, or he worked at Silicon Valley Bank. If you know anything about SVB, they also famously failed. It was the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history, which, why does that make me kind of proud? Yeah. I tell people, and I'm like, my husband is part of the second biggest bank failure in history. That's just, anyway, I don't know why that makes me proud, but...
Well, we're a part of that, yeah.
Yeah, I was working in a daycare at the time, and my last day, I came home and I was like, my last day, and then Paul was like, me too, and I was like, what? Anyway,
I love it.
But they also, so SVB got bought by First Citizens, so it's kind of the same situation. They failed, but then they were able to, all those people were still able to keep their jobs and stuff because they were bought by a different, anyway, so he worked there, and then in 1976 he got the job. And then in 1980, he became a limited partner at age 27. So he rose up those ranks, and he was able to. It was a very impressive climb for a non-Ivy guy, right? Because he dropped out of school, and so usually people in those top positions in banks are
rubbing shoulders.
Yeah,
with,
you went to. Oh my God, you went to Harvard. Run my company anyway. So he left Bear Stearns in 1981 because there were internal issues and questions about like resumes and experience, right? Like he was like, oh yeah, my resume about that, right? So there's a little bit of tension there. So he started his own firm. He started Intercontinental Assets Group, or IAG, in 1981, which was asset recovery and a consulting firm for the super, super wealthy. So he described his work as being a high-level bounty hunter. So, like, he would help people help companies recover embezzled funds. But also, one of his clients that he had was an embezzler. So he kind of did both sides.
I love that.
Both sides of the coin. Yeah. So
that's actually pretty brilliant, though. Like starting up a company under the guise of the opposite happening, and then getting those people, like, I'm thinking the worst of the worst, right? Like, I'm starting up a company to get you out of being murdered. I don't know. Whatever. So, like, the word murder draws murderers, right? They're like, how can we not get caught from murdering people? And like, oh, well, that's going to cost you extra.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I could see that's going to kind of, like, compound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he, like, at this point, he had a lot of probably, like, rich and powerful friends. So he's probably like, hey, so do you want a way to continue making money shadily, but also be protected from, anyway.
And they know friends, and they know friends, and they know friends.
So early shady vibes. He worked with Stephen Hoffenberg, who later, he was a big Ponzi scheme convict. He was convicted of this huge Ponzi scheme that included just corporate raids, just the whole nine. So anyway, so he worked with that guy.
Really, really brief understanding of what a Ponzi scheme is.
You basically, like, you get people to, like, invest a bunch of money into something, and you promise them that they're going to get whatever out of it, and so people are like, oh my god, yeah, let's put all our money in this basket that you claim is going to be fruitful, and then they end up losing everything.
Right, so what I understand it, just quick aside here, so I'm going to promise you you're going to make millions off of this product or idea, and so you trust me because I'm charismatic, and so you give me millions of dollars. There's no product, there's nothing, it's a lie.
Yeah.
But then I turn around and use that money to continue to build my own wealth and get other people to buy into this. And so the people that give me more money, I turn around and say, oh, look, to the first people, look how much money you made, and give them what I promised them, which is less than what I have now because I have much more people. And they're going out to then promise the same thing and get me more people so I can now pyramid scheme it. I don't have to work anymore because everybody else is doing it for me. And there's no product. It's just a continuous lie of promises that just does that. That's kind of what I understand.
So there's a Netflix, no, it's not Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime, but there's a documentary about a guy that he had a Ponzi scheme too, where it was like he would buy movies that, like, nobody was showing, like, I guess little movies, but he got people to pay into this, or to invest into this, like, movie making, like, thing that he had, and he was really charismatic, and he had a bunch of friends, and a bunch of people were like, oh man, yeah, I love you, let's go into business together. And then the whole thing, like, crashed and burned, and
as they do, because people figure out you're lying to me. I want my money back. I don't have your money. Oops.
Yeah, I don't have money. Whoops, I spent it.
Yeah.
This guy was, he was spending everyone's millions of dollars, like, going on these vacations and doing all these things and private jets and stuff like that. So this is where it gets, where he gets really big, where Epstein, like, kind of skyrockets into, like, who we now know as Jeffrey Epstein, right? So in the mid-1980s, he met Leslie Wexner, billionaire, for, like, L Brands, Victoria's Secret, and all of those. So he, Epstein becomes Leslie's money manager, or financial advisor, and then by 1991, Wexner grants Epstein power of attorney.
Why?
I'm not sure. I guess he had been doing a really good job as his financial manager. They didn't really go into,
but okay.
Yeah. So as the power of attorney, he had extraordinary control. He could sign checks. He could buy and sell property. He could manage the trust. Like, he could do everything, basically.
Yep.
So he, and I mean, like, I can't, that's just crazy to me how, like, just in what, like, 10 years, 10, 11 years, like, here's all of the control over my company.
That's
like,
insane.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, like, what was he, it kind of makes you think, like, what were they, I mean, we'll get to that later, but what were they, what were they doing together? But anyway, so that catapulted him. So, Epstein, suddenly he was managing these vast assets, had access to all these elite networks, celebrities and politicians like Bill Clinton, and Trump, and just he was running around in all of their circles, right? So I mean, once you become a billionaire, I feel like there aren't a ton of, it's not like a huge, massive group of people, right? So, like, all billionaires at some point will rub shoulders with each other. But anyway, so this gave him access to that. Because of this Wexner connection, he was able to just go everywhere, do anything, talk to anybody, kind of stuff.
I'm really curious about why she gave him power of attorney.
Yeah, I don't know. I looked. I couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I'm sure there's something in the files.
Because that, to me, right there is like the tipping point of his. From everything that you've just said, that's what really put him over.
Yeah, that's what shot him right up to the top. Yeah. So now we can when we go through the files and do our thing, then I'm sure I'll find stuff.
We'll find. I'm sure.
I'll sleuth about it. So he accumulates personal fortune, so hundreds of millions of dollars. He buys a bunch of properties: his mansion in New York, his property in Palm Beach, and a ranch in New Mexico. So this relationship really just like opened up all the doors to this guy, and suddenly there was nothing that he couldn't do. That's how he got his start, and that's how he was able to control a lot of people, and just he had all this money, and like it's wild to me that it really goes to show you that, like, if you know the right people, and as long as you know the right people, as long as you please the right people, like, I don't know, it kind of makes me want to like go to New York City and like, I'm cute, right?
I can do some math.
I'm cool, and I know what 2 + 2 is. Don't make me do anything more complicated than that, though. But I'm kind of funny and nice.
See,
I can manage your money. Totally do that.
How many zeros is that? Wow.
That's a lot of zeros.
I've never
More than I've ever
that
seen.
Many. Yeah.
Money, please. I'm just kidding.
Money? Yeah, right. Golly. So I've got to confess, I was watching you and listening, so I'm sure if anybody is watching us, they'll know I had a cringy face the whole time you were introducing him in the very beginning, and like his teaching. So if you don't know, I've been a teacher for 12 years, and there are so many bad teachers, but there's a lot more good ones. But it's the bad ones that give us a bad rep. So when you were like, yeah, he's like being pals with the kids and hanging out with them, and I'm like, no, that's like the beginning. Not
that guy. You don't want to. Yeah.
That's the beginning of a bad teacher story.
Yeah, I really wanted this episode to be more like, let's leave our like cringy feelings kind of mostly out of it, because we're gonna get into cringy stuff later. It's well, and the whole point of us kind of laying the groundwork before you even started on, we're really trying to only talk about legally factual things. Yeah.
I just had to put that out there because my face was like, the whole time you were talking about it, so I was like, I'm gonna have to share this because I need to get it off my chest. But that's that. I've said it. That's my piece.
Yeah.
So that's that.
He's nightmare fuel, like Diddy.
They're
both nightmare fuel.
I'm curious, which we'll talk about in I don't know. I have this beautiful.
Are you curious about if there was a Diddy Epstein connection?
am.
Me
I'm
too.
curious about the curious about any kind of what do you call that? Overlap.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
before we kind of move more into your episode right now, your layout here, I do have a possible layout of the upcoming episodes.
Oh, okay.
What do you think before we present it to the crime chatters? Do you like being called a crime chatter, people? Welcome to the community.
You crime chatting? I was so, yesterday in the car, I was making myself laugh because I was like, crime chatter, catter, cratter.
Ooh, it's like can't even say it now.
And then I thought of critter, but I was like, but critter, it would be crider, right? Because crime.
Yeah.
So like.
Well, you said cratter, it made me think of Kid Craddock.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
We're dating ourselves, though, so no, the new gens won't understand who Kid Craddock is.
Are we old?
No. So, just curious, is this an okay layout for you?
Yeah.
So, like, to end with these guys.
Okay.
The whole reason I brought this up right now is because we will be, as we already spoke about a little bit, we will be talking about the actual files in a very tiny amount. There's millions of pages.
There's so much, and honestly, it's like it's overwhelming to think about even talking about it because there's so much. So I mean, I definitely have I have a folder of emails that like I straight up just want to I want to talk about these, right? I have something funny. Go ahead. It just made me laugh. Yeah. Well, because yesterday I think you texted. Yeah, in my Epstein file on my phone or when I was like, oh, we shouldn't have an Epstein file. We shouldn't have that on our computers. It's so interesting. I can't.
I know. Anyways, but yeah, the whole point is we will be discussing. We're gonna devote one of these streams, one of these episodes in this deep dive on Epstein to reading and reacting to. This is the only one we're gonna have reactions to. A couple of the files in the released Jeffrey Epstein files.
Right. Because
if you haven't, I encourage you not to. If you haven't dived. If
you haven't. So, okay. Wait, so, hold on. So, I've always thought that the past tense of dive is dove. Right. But I'm reading a book to Lily. This is like a year ago or something, and it's about like a polar bear, like a mama and baby polar bear, and she's like walking him around because he's not sleepy yet. So she's like, let's go on a walk. It's really sweet. Anyway, so they talk about seeing a some like other animal like getting ready for bed, and it dived into like a snowy bank, and so I'm like I read that, and so my favorite thing is when I notice typos in books. It's like my favorite thing ever, and so when so it like gives me like a rush. I can't explain it. But so I saw dived, and I was like, oh my god, and I was like, Paul, look, there's a typo in this book, and he was like, no, I think that's right, and I was like, it's not. Like it just
English language.
But is it?
It is.
Is it? Okay.
Same thing with sleep.
It just sounds sleep and slept.
You can also say sleeped.
I sleeped?
No, it's different. It's like in context. Anyways, we're getting off on... Yes, we have the same brain. I understand.
Okay.
Anyways, so back... Oh, please don't dive into the Epstein files unless you have a very... I don't even know... strong stomach... brain stomach.
Yeah, definitely we should do viewer discretion. What kind of warning is that?
Trigger warning.
Right. Yes, that's the word.
There are many of them. Obviously some of them are just court things, but the ones that are actual emails and letters and depositions of certain people are extremely just jaw-dropping. So some of those we're going to read in episode 4, which will be the 4th Tuesday of March. And we're going to remind you that they are verbatim when we read them to you, not our opinions, not our perspectives.
Yeah.
And then we will react to those because that's the point of that episode and that episode alone. The rest of these episodes are just strictly, hopefully, we'll keep it as much as we can factually based and court records and things like that because of the nature of the beast of Epstein.
Yeah. And I mean, I will be doing my episode deep dive into Virginia Giuffre's book.
Right.
But that has also, she did, there is a civil suit, so that is like legal too. So these are all things that have been like, the courts know about it. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be telling you about it.
Right.
I don't want to start speculating about people that in the files and what does that mean, you know, like, and stuff like that. I just so we're just gonna be doing like I think it's better that way.
I think so because there's so much fake news and so much AI generated slosh out there right now.
Yeah. She shared an email, like a part of an email to me, and I couldn't even trust that it was real until I like went and searched for like key terms myself, and it was.
That's the one I really want to read because it's so like. What?
But yeah, there's like, I mean, it's so easy to just make something look like an email just to get like clicks and just to get views and stuff, and I don't support that at all. When people do that. So
we are very much we call that based, factually based, but we cite our sources. Thank you, high school teachers that forced that down our brains.
Yeah, and thanks to a cool website that Hillary found, they're now in APA style.
Yes.
So, show notes where we cite our sources the correct way.
Anyways, back to our...
well, so that was pretty much it. That's pretty much how he came out. He was just from a Jewish family, boy in Brooklyn. He, you know, kind of, his whole life is about, like, being really charismatic and friendly, and you know, he kind of became friends with a lot of people, and that sort of propelled him. It kept kind of propelling him until he met Leslie Wexner, and then that just catapulted him.
I don't remember you saying he was from a Jewish family in the beginning.
Yeah, I did. He was from Jewish parents.
Then my brain missed it because other things that I've already compiled for later episodes that connects things
to working. He just was born to working class Jewish parents. Sorry, I probably was talking fast.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger moment, but if you don't know, you will.
Yes, he was.
That is relevant.
Yeah, he was Jewish, and he loved being that. So.
He loved being Jewish.
That's what I gathered from what I read in the files, but maybe that's different.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
For you.
Interesting. I haven't done any research into his upbringing, so the fact that is really sheds a completely new light on some news that I have in the next
now I just want to know. She's leaving you guys on a cliffhanger, but she's also leaving me on a cliffhanger, and I am her co-host.
Yes. You see, that's how it works here, because you want
here at Crime Chat's headquarters, here in this
tiny
room with this microphone and endless crimes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you want the raw reaction. So if I told everybody now, then she wouldn't be like, oh. So, Epstein, we have a nice, succinct intro into his...
how he became in the position that he was in. Yes.
And so you left us at what age, kind of, would you say, in the last bit that you read?
So 27 is when he became like a limited partner, but then he like left Bear Stearns in like the 80s, and then he met or it was in 91 that Leslie Wexner just let him like control everything, so he would have been like 30s,
early 30s, kind of mid 30s. Oh, that's scary. Okay.
Yep, mid 30s.
Okay. So next week will be all about, I'll be kind of the one leading that one with my research, and we're going to be talking about kind of breaking down really his first arrest and why he was arrested the first time. And that'll be around early 2000s. So that makes sense if in 91 is really the climax, the peak of his, I'm going to start making a name for myself. Thank you, Wexner. Kind of thing.
He was like, now I can do anything. Because he could do anything at that point.
I'm really wanting with the episode for next week with his first arrest and kind of his dipping his toes into legal issues. I would like to also bring up our favorite book here.
Yeah.
It's the DSM-5. Because I already have quite a few things dog-eared or marked for just Epstein. And I'm going to bring that up next week. But I think if you have any knowledge or understanding or have ever heard of anything Epstein did or was speculated to have done, you might guess already what we will be reading from my lovely big giant book of mental disorders.
Oh.
Do you have any guesses?
I'm trying to think back now to like...
This is opinion time, by
in
the
the
way.
book. Yeah, opinion time of the show. Yeah, he's definitely, narcissistic. He's kind of has this grandiosity about him. When we were doing the Footy Edu episode, we're talking about like, okay, it just has these, what's it called?
Like, thoughts of grandeur.
Thoughts of grandeur.
Yeah.
I thought there was a term for that.
I mean, that goes with the grandiosity, or with the narcissism, or schizophrenia sometimes, but more narcissism.
Yeah. So he basically just like thinks the world of himself, and he knew he was smart, and he liked to let people know, and he liked to use his influence, and he obviously used that to do things that we'll get into in later episodes. Yep. I have a lot of opinions on Epstein. I'm just trying to keep it contained.
Yes. So we, I think that's kind of wraps it up here.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you wanted to say? Okay.
No.
Do you want to talk about anything on our lovely pegboard?
Oh, yeah. So if you guys love crime chats like we do, you should consider donating maybe. Or if you'd like a shout out, you can donate $5 and we'll talk about how great you are.
Yes.
But also, mainly we are looking for, so Hillary said we have the Pacer account now, and so, it's 10 cents per page. So I don't know how long an affidavit usually is, but
multiple pages.
Yeah. So if we want to get access to any of that, we have to pay for it, and we're sort of we have a goose egg budget right now. So
we're a teacher.
So if you like us, if you want more from us, if you want deep dives, then consider helping us financially. That'd be really cool.
You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We post pretty consistently, multiple times a week.
Yeah.
All of our source material is on our podcast page on RSS and our Substack page. So if you're interested to fact check us, please do. You can go over there and check that out.
If you would like to leave us a review anywhere that you see us, do that. You can leave us comments, even if it's just to say hey. Just say hey. Don't be scared.
We would love it.
We're talking about scary things. We're not scary people.
That is true. We laugh in the face of danger.
Yep.
So I guess we'll be back next week with episode 2 of Epstein. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Bye.
Bye.